Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ridertown Radio. And it is a very happy occasion on the show because guess who's back out of the infirmary?
Yay!
That's right, folks. Biff's back! Yahoo!
The doctor said I only have minor brain damage. Minor brain damage. Minor brain damage. Okay, when did you get here, Crunch?
Uh, yes,
Ugh.
our long lost member is back finally, so hooray! Although, in a bit of irony, Noble isn't here because he
Yeah.
had something to do. So, oh
Uh,
well.
we just can't get all three of us together to save our lives.
Well, apparently.
Yeah.
But in the spirit of Biff being back, we are going to do a bit of just short catch up with the stuff that we have talked about before that he has missed. So we are once again
Yep.
yapping about dinosaurs. Hooray! Or hooray? I don't know.
Hooray, question mark, ellipses.
But yeah, so let's go on and do the hopefully really fast part. Let's just do the quick Dino Charge stuff. So, your thoughts
Yep.
on Dino Charge? Episodes, I
Um,
believe it's 4 through 8, I want to say.
it certainly was a show. Yeah, I
Uh,
really just don't have a lot to say. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed. Well, I'm pretty disappointed that Tyler's dad ended up being Aqua.
yeah, not much to say.
Uh,
That's pretty much how me and
yeah,
Noble felt, and yet we still managed to rant for an hour whining about what's wrong with the show. Go
yeah.
figure.
Like, I mean, there's a lot to say about the show, but I feel like a lot of it has already been said by practically everyone on the internet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like the pacing's weird. A lot of the dialogue's weird. It's
Not
just
much
the show.
explained.
Yeah, not much has been explained. Like it feels like last season they were actually trying to make a legit show, and then and with this like, oh shit, we have to sell toys, don't we?
Uh, as made the joke before, it was like, first half of this show, it's like, hey, let's make something really, really amazing so everyone forgets what crap came before it. Second half, we ran out of stuff to do. Damn it.
Yeah,
Or, I blame Nickelodeon for,
yeah. That I have a feeling it was Nickelodeon's fault.
because of the way they force certain programs to do their season stuff, where it's only 20 episode blocks or
Yeah,
something. I'm just like, that's stupid.
yeah. Like
Sorry.
one really annoying continuity thing that that happened. Oh god, I forgot which episode it was, but I think it was episode 6. Was they were fighting uh, Fury in I forgot I never remember its American name, but Raiden Kyoryugen. Like it was Terra Tristego formation or
Who
something.
the fuck cares?
Yeah, who cares? I always just call them by their Sentai names anyway. Um,
It's much easier to remember, let's be honest here.
yeah,
That's saying something because most of the time it's easier to remember the American names, but nope, not in this case. Because the American names
yeah.
suck.
I mean, this time it's in yeah. Because I mean, usually Sentai names have a pattern to them. It's usually like either O or Jin or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's usually a little easier to remember. Um, but yeah, basically they're fighting Fury in that mech configuration, and then Tyler's still on the ground, and he calls the T Rex supercharge
Yeah,
mode.
that little flub. I was like, how does
Uh,
that make any sense?
it doesn't make any sense unless there's
Uh,
just secretly been a twin T Rex Zord somewhere.
the only
Like,
way that would make any sense is if they somehow used the clone charger, but then again, I don't
yeah,
know if that even works on Zords, because that seems
yeah.
rather broken. Uh, and then, of course, Tyler's dad shows up and then leaves.
Yeah, because there was pretty much no stock footage of the Spirit Rangers fighting with the main Rangers. That is
Yeah,
literally the only. I mean, I will hand it to them at least with Prince Philip. It made sense because he has to go run a country,
pretty
but
much, yeah.
with this he's just like, oh hey son, bye.
Although it still felt kind of silly. It's like, here's Philip at the start of the season. He's back. And then he fucks off for however
Yeah.
many episodes before he finally shows his head again.
Yep.
Just, what even?
And oh yeah, and how freaking pointless Dino Superdrive is.
It's just leg armor and
It's
double
just
arm
well, I
armor.
mean, just even in show, it just kind of happens. Like you don't really feel like they really needed it.
Yeah, it's
like
because toy sales.
like back in the first season, they got Dino Drive because Fury had the Terrazord and was kicking their asses. Like, oh, we need this armor to make us stronger when we're the Zords. But with this, it's just like they just kind of get it.
I honestly don't understand how armor makes anything inside of the Zords stronger. It makes
Yeah,
the only time where it's ever made any semi sense is with Lightspeed Rescue and Lost Galaxy, where they were in
yeah,
where they picked hold the Lost Galaxy crew up and they were all wearing the Lights of Orion.
yep.
I mean that
Because
kind of made sense. I
I
mean
mean,
it's
it makes sense because the
mystical
power actually transfers to the Megazord.
and it's mystical stuff, so they can come up with
Yeah,
whatever they want. Yeah,
yeah. I
so
ugh,
confused.
yeah. Like I'm not. I mean, did I mean Sin showed up?
Yay, we
He's
have
there.
Endor. How long is he gonna last, and what's his deal?
Yeah,
He's literally the only thing that seems rather interesting. Is like apparently he's reporting to somebody else. Who could that be? Who the heck knows?
yeah. Um,
So there you go. There's a thing for what's to look forward to in this season.
yeah. Surprise! Sledge wasn't actually dead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I still
I
call
I'm,
kind of BS on the fact that everyone else on that ship survived, yet he's the only one who died.
yeah. I'm putting my money on he's reporting to Sledge or something like that.
He's secretly been spying on him the whole time.
Yep. Here's a funny thing to show how little there's talked about. I when I went to catch up, I was like, how many episodes do I have to catch up again? I think I remembered up to I only watched like 3 episodes, right? So there's still
Yeah, I
probably
think
like
we
five.
only did up to episode 3 before things went all kaflooey.
Yeah, but then I remembered even when I wasn't on the podcast, I had also watched episodes 4 and 5, but just didn't remember watching them. So it's just like, oh, I already saw both of these episodes. What the hell?
Uh, I'll be completely frank with you. Like, I haven't even seen the episodes. I think it's like 7 or 8, the baseball one and whatever came after that. Because frankly, the show's
Oh
just
God,
fallen off for me.
I yeah, I just kind of skimmed. I kind of skimmed through the last 2 episodes
Yeah, I mean,
because I couldn't. I like read a plot synopsis on the freaking Power Rangers wiki, and I'm like, yeah, I can probably just skim through this.
yeah. I mean, I'll continue watching it full and proper once we get back on a regular schedule, hopefully soon. But as
Yeah.
far as like when I weren't really doing anything, I'm just like, I don't really feel like watching these. It's
Yeah.
just,
Well, I think there's only like 3 or 4 episodes before we go on hiatus again.
I thought the hiatus was already started.
Has it?
I guess I think so. I keep hearing
I
conflicting info. It's like one
yeah. I'm
place. Yeah, go ahead and look that up. But like one
to the
place was like,
power to the power. Yep, to the Power Rangers wiki.
yeah, like one place was all like, or I should say, one podcast which was also following Dino Charge was started behaving like they were on hiatus. So I and then I keep hearing from other places that they aren't. So I don't know what's going on.
Um, let's see here.
So I have no clue what's happening with Dino Charge. Are they on hiatus? Are they not? I don't know. I never thought to look it up. I just pick up the episodes as they come out. That's literally all I do.
Hmm.
I pick them up, I watch them, and I take notes if there's any to be had. Which there honestly hasn't been much to note.
Yeah, I actually, yeah, I think we might be on hiatus because the next episodes don't have dates on the wiki,
Hmm.
so
So,
we might actually be on hiatus. I'm not sure.
hooray, we're free from dinosaurs for a while.
Yeah, for
It's,
probably until like August or September or something.
well, we still have eyeballs and other animals to keep us
Yeah.
entertained. Because yes, folks, we will be getting back to our regular schedule with Ghost and starting Zoojer, so
Yeah.
that will be a thing.
Next episode's gonna be long.
Next couple of them are going to be long
Yeah.
as hell. You kidding? because we're gonna have to cram like what 9 or something episodes of Ghost, 9 episodes of Zoologer, or maybe probably by that point like 10 episodes or something. Who
Oh
knows?
God.
Uh, get your
Basically,
notepads.
basically gonna be talking about like two entire arcs of Ghost.
Well, we can try and see if we can
Uh,
skim through them, but we'll see what happens. Because knowing the
yeah,
three of
because
us, when
from
we
what
get
I
chatty, it just rolls on and on.
yeah, I was talking to Crunch about this before the podcast. From I've only seen out of context screenshots of the latest episode of Ghost, but from what I can tell, a lot of shit's been happening.
Uh, there's a stream that I watch on Sundays, which is like Tokurif's Live, and they've been keeping up with Ghost and Zeroger, but like whenever they're doing those, I kind of like am half paying attention, half not, just because I'm not
Yeah.
caught up with anything. So it's just kind of like, yeah, stuff's going on, and I'm sure it's interesting, but nah. I suppose if we're done with Dino Charge, we can move on to the other dinosaurs.
Yep.
Let's just talk about Kyoryuger because you missed the retrospective for that.
Yeah. Kyoryuger is probably I haven't seen a lot of Sentai, but it's definitely one of my favorites
It's a
because
fun show,
yeah, it's goofy. It does definitely have problems. Like I'm not denying that.
aka the
Uh,
Red's kind of an idiot.
the Red's an idiot, kind of hogs all of the spotlight. I mean,
Yeah,
um,
let's see. Carnival mode, we'll just.
Carnival Mode, he is literally the one to beat the final villain.
Yeah,
Like it's just him. I
he's the
mean,
one that
yeah,
all the women swoon over for some reason.
don't even get me started on Daigo and Amy.
Daigo and Amy's, and then Yaoi on the side. Just
Yeah, well, how that just came out of nowhere.
and then you have what's her face from the movie as well.
Yeah.
'Cause I
Uh,
think if I remember that movie correctly, at the very end, she flat out just says "I love you," and then Daigo's just like, "I hear that" when everyone else is reacting.
yeah.
Or maybe that was just one of the subs translating it that way. I don't know, but it's still so stupid.
Like, but even despite its fault, it's still a really fun show.
Yeah, I had fun with it. I honestly
It's
would rather watch that than Dino Charge.
yeah. Well, do you mean Dino Charge or Dino Supercharge?
Uh, I guess at this point probably Dino Supercharge,
For
but
me, yeah. For me, if I had the choice between watching Kyoryuger and like first season Dino Charge, it'd probably actually be a pretty tough decision because I really like both.
oh yeah, I mean Dino Charge first season's not bad. It's just
Yeah,
there is
it's
still
pretty good.
some
It's
there are definitely still some flaws in it and some things
yeah,
that need explaining.
yeah. Like I think the reason I haven't really watched the first season of Dino Charge since it aired, and I think one of the reasons I just remember it being so good is because we were just coming off of Super Mega Force
Yeah,
and like not even watch. Not, I didn't even watch Super Mega Force, but I knew
yeah, I
how bad it was.
yeah I couldn't stomach it. I tried, but nope. I think the only
Yeah, I
decent
think I watched
episode
I didn't even watch any of Super Mega Force.
I think the only decent episode from Super Mega Force that I can say was probably, at least out of what I saw, which was very little, but probably the episode with Casey from Jungle Fury.
Yeah,
I think the only annoying part of that was friggin' Troy being all like, Ranger, never let go of his weapons!
yeah.
Just like,
Ugh.
it's like, shut up,
Oh
Troy,
god.
go back to kicking your water
I
bottles.
just
Because that was
I
apparently
feel
something the dumbass did, was just kick water
yeah.
bottles.
I feel really bad for those actors,
I know, they got.
especially Troy's, because you could tell that he had range. It's just the direction and lines he was given was just so awful.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, so. Yeah, I like Kyoryuger. That's a fun season.
Yeah, Kuryu was a lot of fun. I think I've stated this before in this episode, but it's the thing that got me back into Toku after I like kind of took a break from it. Um,
So who is your favorite off the cast?
Ramirez.
Everybody loves Ramirez.
Yeah, I actually didn't mention this, but that's one of the reasons I was so upset about Tyler's dad being Aqua because I wanted it to be Ramirez's actor. Because I mean, he is Canadian. They could have just flown him out. And,
The whole thing with Tyler's dad is just
yeah,
in comparison to I mean, it's hard to really think about that because like I'm trying to think, it's like which weird dad plot was better. Tyler's dad, where he left because he ended up with an energem and he was running from Fury, or Daigo's dad, who just kind of left him in the middle of the desert because the melody of the earth or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I can't
I
really think
mean,
which one's stupider. They're both dumb. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, it's both dumb. Like, I mean, I get you were on the run from Fury, but you couldn't have just like called your family and
I
let them
know.
know.
I think I said this when me and Noble were going over this, but it's like they could have done something where Rusty knew his dad was a ranger. He could have gone to his family and been like, "Hey, your dad can't come home for a while because something dangerous happened or whatever," and so
Yeah.
just like tell him it's gonna miss you and he loves you or whatever. But just and then Daigo's dad just leaves him in the desert with a frickin' dinosaur fossil.
So, oh my, I just remembered something else from the beginning of episode 6 when they were explaining to Tyler's dad about like the energem stopping your aging.
Oh yeah, he's the only one who's actually actively complained about it. It's like this thing took blah 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 years of my life. I'm just like,
Yeah, but that's my problem is that he had like a complete 180 in emotion about it. Like he went from going amazing at the energem stopping his aging and like everyone being from like oh yeah, Ivan's from 800 years ago, Coda's from 100,000 years ago, and he's just like incredible. And then one like 10 seconds later, he's like that energem stole 10 years of my life.
yeah,
I'm like, I feel like there's a scene missing here.
possibly, but I don't know. All I know is it just makes him and Tyler look like brothers. Actually, if I'm
Yeah.
completely honest, Tyler looks like the older one,
Yeah.
which is weird. It's just like Tyler looks like he's the older of the two, which is
Yeah.
kind of funny and bizarre at the same time.
I think one of my main problems with the dad plot is that it was solved so early on in the second season.
Yeah,
Like that's another thing. If he was Silver, then we'd have to wait until a lot later in the series for Tyler to find his dad. Now that we've found him, Tyler doesn't really have any motivation, and Tyler's dad is just doing who the fuck knows somewhere.
yeah.
And
Whereas like with Daigo's dad, he kept popping up in and out of the story, but his main
yeah,
problem
and I
was he wasn't
mean,
really explaining what he was
obviously the
doing
reason,
outside of just kind of helping Torin. So
yeah, like, but even then, the reason they're like we said, the reason they're getting rid of Tyler's dad is because they don't have stock footage of Aqua fighting with the main Rangers. But Silver, if I remember correctly, fought quite a bit with the main Rangers
well, it was
because he
Torin.
was Tauren for yeah he was Tauren for most of the time. So
The better and more awesome mentor compared to Keeper.
yeah,
The
I don't
dinosaur
even
thing that's.
keep in my mind. Keeper's not the mentor. Kendall's the mentor. Keeper does nothing. He just kind of shows up and says some things and then disappears again.
I still want to know how he survived the planets being wiped out, or, survived for 65 million years, air quotes, or however many years it was since then. I don't understand
I
how
can't,
anything
can't
survived that long.
yeah, I can't remember where I saw this, but someone came up with this idea that since Keeper can like disappear for episodes at a time, someone came up with like, what if he just has the ability to go back to his home planet at will, and he's just like sitting around at home on his planet watching like Space Cable or something. And he's like, oh shit, it's been a few weeks. I should probably check on how they're doing.
It's funny you say that, considering the Ranger Recap RBT's podcast for Power Ranger stuff. That's one of their running gags. Is Keeper likes to one of them will make jokes about Keeper watching like soap operas on Earth or whatever. That's why you don't see him for spurts at a time, because he's too busy watching soaps or game shows or something stupid.
uh,
But yeah.
Yeah, I just like the idea of him just sitting around in his house on his home planet and just being like, "Oh shit, it's been like 3 weeks. I should probably see how they're doing. Hopefully, they're not dead."
I should stop marathoning Daredevil on Netflix and go check on them.
Yeah. uh,
Or whatever, I don't know. Just throw something
uh,
random out there. Uh, yeah.
yeah,
He is not that great of a mentor. I mean, he gives solid advice when he's around. He's just not around much.
yeah,
Whereas,
and
Torn was there like all the frickin' time.
yeah, like I know we're gonna beat this into the ground over the course of the rest of Supercharge, at least until it probably won't happen. But if it does, um, actually explaining where the hell the Energems come from.
I know, right? Or how they work, because there's that episode with Singe and his
Yeah,
stupid little ring things, and it's like, here,
yeah,
I'm gonna zap these, and now you can't use your Energems, which somehow disables your Dino Chargers at the same time. And it's like, that's not how that works. You
yeah.
can't remember your own
The whole point of the
continuity.
Chargers is that you're supposed to. Yeah, the whole point of the Chargers is that you're supposed to. The Energem just charges the Charger, and you can use the Charger and weapons and to morph and stuff. The Energem, you shouldn't be able to use the Energem to morph.
Which also begs the question of why they carry the Energems with them into battle in the first place. Like, every time,
Yeah,
even in Season 1, like, whenever they would leave, they would always see them grab their Energems, and
yeah. You don't.
Sledge ripped the red one out of Tyler's suit somehow by
Yeah, like
yanking it out of his shoulder. I don't
the
understand that.
if we're going by the way they explain the technology in the show, then the Undergem should just always be in the cave, and then they come back and charge all their batteries with the Energem, and that's all they should do.
Exactly. Not to mention, I know this was something that was brought up before with Tyler's dad. When he shows up and they go for Zord mode, he just somehow automatically has a Dino Drive battery. It's like,
Yeah,
was that being generated by the gem, or did one of them slip him a battery off screen? Or what the
yeah.
hell was that about? Continuity, people. It's all I'm saying.
Ugh.
And then, of course, we still have yet to see what they're going to do with Toba Spino.
Yeah, like I mean, they're going to use him because we've seen pictures of the cockpit with the Rangers in it.
Yeah, thankfully that's actually, visual proof that it exists as opposed to just, oh,
Yeah,
hey, here's a toy that we could make because it was in Japan, even though it's not going to be in the show for some stupid reason.
yeah. I feel like that's happened before, but I can't remember what.
Well,
Um,
better being made a toy than not ever existing in the first
yeah,
place. Like certain Dino Thunder toys.
yeah. Don't even get me started. That's taken me back to like 2009 when I first found out about that, and I was super upset.
Uh, I'm amazed they haven't actually bothered to make like actual Energem prop things, like
Yeah,
officially licensed ones. I know there's lots of fan ones
yeah.
out
There's a
there.
lot of fan ones that I honestly kind of want, but
Yeah, I believe there's one which goes under the name of Dino Gems,
yeah,
which I think was being advertised all over Ranger Board, and those look really good. I want to get my hands on one of those. If they ever make the Navy one again, I want to do that and get that one. But yeah, like no
but yeah,
officially
something
licensed ones. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, something I remembered is that um, God, does the Dino Supercharge transformation look boring without all the confetti and carnival effects? It's just like
Yeah,
it's just the background that you use in the freaking title intro thing.
pretty
It's
much.
just a generic weird sunrisey background. It's boring.
Yep, it is very, very dull. I mean, I get why
And
the
like when
carnival
he
part's missing, just because of the fact that they don't do the dancing thing, but still.
yeah, even though Singe calls him a walking carnival at one point, it's like that would be funny if they actually referenced carnival a little.
Yeah. Also, something else with that one is, unlike the episode in Kyoryuger where they figure out, oh, this battery is meant to go with the dinosaur or the T-Rex sword, Tyler just kind of throws it to the thing.
Yeah,
'Cause yeah, in Kyoryuger, they're testing the thing. Daigo tries to use it. It goes haywire, and they have to basically run around and trying to find him. And then later on, Yaoi basically realizes this is not meant for Daigo. This is meant for Rex or Gabutira. And so she throws in the battery and basically tells him give it to him instead of use it. And that's when you get Mini Tira. And also, I believe that was the episode where Daigo just rips his shirt off because reasons. Because this shot's
because of
for the
course.
ladies. And I'm sure when Yaoi saw that, she probably never mind. Moving on. uh,
Something else about that freaking transformation is that when he was doing the form switching, the like energy dino heads were like really weird colors for some reason.
I didn't notice that.
Like I don't know what it was. If it was just like a weird green screen gradient thing or something. Like I remember the I oh god, it was the ankylosaurus head when he was shooting it into the air. It had like this weird like red glow around it, and I'm not really sure why.
I couldn't tell you if I wanted to. I mean,
Yeah, I mean it might just be a weird green screen thing, or I'm not sure.
I don't know either. But and again, the poor old Ankylosaurus has been getting kind of crapped on with this show. I mean,
Yeah,
they barely use it, and then on top of that, you kind of have to wonder if that thing isn't sick or anything, considering it hasn't seen the Energem for quite some time.
yeah,
Whereas that was a whole plot point about the Plesiosaurus. Or Plesiozord, whatever.
yeah.
It's like, quick, get there so it will stop being sick. And it's just like, meanwhile, the other one is not sick.
Oh yeah, that's another thing they haven't explained. Where the hell the Zords came from?
Yeah, I know, right?
They're just there. Like in the
Unlike,
first like in the first episode, Rexy just kind of runs up and chomps the monster.
with really, really terrible CGI.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of redundant when it comes to Power Rangers.
I know, but whereas in Kyoryuger, the Zords were barely ever CGI, except for when they would first emerge, I think.
Yeah,
Actually, I think out of all of them, the only one that really wasn't CGI that much was actually Gabutiro. I think the
yeah,
rest of them kind of were CGI for a lot of
because
it, but
Gavatiri was big enough that you could either A, make a puppet, or B, have an actual person in the suit.
yeah. And
Like, I mean, they were all CG in the Kyoryuger opening, but other than that,
yeah,
like that was also like the only time you ever saw all 10 of them together.
that is also true.
Yeah,
And Kyoryuger definitely still has the better opening song between the two of
yeah.
them.
Because I mean, it's not just like it's not just Go Go Power Rangers remix number 537.
Well, I wouldn't really call the Dino Charge theme a remix per se. I mean, it kind of is because the line is in there, but then again,
Yeah,
how
like
many?
it's the least remixy the Neo Saban stuff has been.
Yeah, I mean, because if you look even back in the old Saban days, almost every Power Rangers show had the words "Go Go Power Rangers" in there somewhere, or
Yeah,
"Go
like at
Power
least
Rangers" or
this one
whatever.
has yeah, at least this one has like an original verse in it.
Yeah, which
Like the
thank
beginning
goodness for
part's
that.
entirely new, which is also probably my favorite part of the song.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Yeah.
dinosaurs, dinosaurs, dinosaurs.
Well, yeah, this is something we haven't really touched upon in this podcast. Crunch, what do you think of what little information we have in the Power Rangers movie so far?
Uh, I'm definitely intrigued. I mean, the cast looks interesting for
Yeah,
the main five. The only one whose name I even know, though, is Becky, just because one of her tunes
yeah.
was used in Hotel Transylvania. I'm not even joking. Like,
Um,
one of her songs got remixed for Hotel Transylvania. It's the only reason why I even know her name.
yeah,
Then I
like
had a friend who really liked her stuff, so.
the reason I bring it up is because I think it was either yesterday or the day before the official logo got revealed.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw that. Oh,
Yeah, it's
that's
not
cool.
really that. It's okay.
Well, I mean, you can only do so much with the words Power Rangers and a Thunderbolt. Let's be frank here.
Yeah, true.
There is literally only so much you can do with that.
Yeah, like I think my main problem with it was that the Thunderbolt itself looked a little weird. Like it didn't look like the normal curved one that we've been used to. It looked actually more like freaking the Flash's logo.
Uh, that would be a very bizarre crossover. Power Rangers and the Flash.
Yep.
No
I mean,
relation whatsoever, but
got the freaking we've got the. Yeah, I mean, we've gotten Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles, so anything is possible.
uh, did you see the Lionsgate's April Fool's joke or somebody made up a joke for April Fool's regarding that movie where they made a post that looked like it was from the official Lionsgate Twitter and it basically said Patrick Stewart has been cast as Zordon.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that.
I
I mean,
saw.
I wouldn't mind if that was true.
I know, right? I was like, I saw that, but then I remembered. Oh, right, it's April Fool's. Still, that's a good one.
Yeah. Uh,
There always seems to be like something around April Fool's where it's related to Power Rangers that you want to be real but isn't. Like I think
yeah.
last year's or the year before that, it was somebody came up with a Photoshop poster for Power Rangers Energy
Oh,
Force or something.
oh yeah, Power Rangers Energy Chasers. I was literally just thinking of that.
And it's basically here. It's this. This is the season we're going to do based on Go Busters, and it's going to be airing on the CW for kids because I
Yeah.
think that was still a thing back then.
Yeah.
Because everyone was up in
Power
arms
Rangers.
about Go Busters being skipped.
Power Rangers Energy Chasers. Go, go. Energy to the rescue.
Whatever the morph call
Yeah.
would have been on that.
Uh,
Uh, I'm just like, very, very well done. I will give you props for that.
yeah.
Whoever wasn't responsible.
Yeah, I'm blanking on who made it. I think, oh God,
I don't know. I just
who
saw it
was
through
it?
Twitter, so I don't know. I don't remember if
Oh
anyone.
God, I think it might have been MMPR Toys. I think that's who did it.
Wouldn't surprise me if that was Bruno's handiwork or
Yeah, I'm
something,
pretty
but
sure it was Bruno, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember. I don't.
Because I forgot it was April Fool's Day and I thought it was legit for a second. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's weird. All right, it's April 1st.
Why is it April Fool's Day? All the cool stuff comes out that you want to be real, but you
Yeah,
realize it's just somebody having fun for a day.
yeah.
The internet is a very dangerous place on April Fools. But yeah, is there anything else about CureUser you want to talk about?
Um, Not really.
Do you think they're going to use the butterfly mouth for Dino Charge at all?
Hmm.
Do you remember Daybos's final form? He had a freaking
Yeah,
butterfly mouth.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe that'll be like Sledge's super duper form or something.
Oh my god, I cannot
Because
imagine what
I
would
mean,
happen to.
they're both green.
I can't imagine what would happen to Sledge that would cause his mouth to split open into a butterfly.
He gets one of the energems.
He's already had like two of them and nothing
I know,
happened to
but
him.
he like absorbs the energem or something. I don't know. Like before, he just stuck them into his gun.
Oh, that's true. Uh,
Like they that's another thing. What makes the energems so super duper amazingly powerful?
Yeah, I know. I would love to see where did the energems come from? How were they made? Or where, what planet of origin did they come from? How did Keeper become the Guardian?
Yeah,
Why are
like
all these aliens able to live so freaking long?
what makes the energems so goddamn special?
I know, right? Like, what
Like
makes these things? I said this with Noble when we were doing this last time, but I said, would between a Energem or a Dino Gem from Dino Thunder, I'd rather have the Dino Gem, frankly, because at least you get a cool
yeah,
superpower with those things as opposed to just not aging.
yeah.
I mean,
Like I mean, when Sledge did get the energems, he just stuck them. It just made his gun stronger. Like, oh
yeah,
no,
like with Dino or with Energems, it's the anti-aging thing's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's also kind of sad in the same way because
yeah,
that's always the thing about immortal, or at least not being able to age, is that you see everyone else that you care about grow old and pass you by while you're still young and whatever. Whereas at least with Dino
yeah,
Gems, you get superpowers and things continue the way they are.
yeah.
So yeah, Energems worse than Dino Gems.
Yep.
The only thing that Energens have going for them is that they look kind of cool. That's about it.
I mean, with Dino Gems, you even got cool bracelets.
I know, right? Things that hide your morpher.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Remember when that was a thing?
Oh, you mean that's one of the few times where that's a thing, considering how many seasons
Yeah.
do we have where everyone's morpher is just out in plain view?
Yep. Like one thing I'll hand Mystic Force is that they actually explained why the hell they were cell phones.
Yeah, wands are a little too conspicuous.
Yeah, like, but now they just pulled giant dinosaur guns out of their asses.
Yeah. I mean, at least in Kyoryuger they had frickin' holsters so you can see the damn things,
Yeah, they had them on their.
but then again, characters running around with guns on their hip isn't exactly a good thing here in the
Yeah,
States.
it's not very Yeah, not very kid friendly.
Yeah, no, not in the
Even if
slightest.
they are bright yellow.
I know, right? And they still have to put orange damn tips on the gun.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I get gun laws; they're important, but when the thing's bright yellow and has a giant dinosaur face on it, I don't think it's really necessary to have the orange tips.
And especially if the kid's waving it around and it's just making pew pew laser noises. Yeah, no.
Yeah, making pew pew noises and you stick toy batteries into it. Yeah, you don't really need the orange tips.
Yeah, you stick the one battery in because it doesn't have two
Yeah,
holes for
the
some
single
stupid
battery
reason.
because it doesn't have. Yeah,
That's honestly one of the stupidest things they could have ever done with that. And it's like,
yet.
it really just doesn't make any sense considering they will show them doing two batteries in the show. Although, admittedly, if you actually look at the battle footage that they've used, they don't do that very much. So it's like they're trying to cover up the fact
Yeah,
that, yeah, we don't have two holes in our guns.
yeah.
So it's like they're picking and choosing how they're doing it. Uh,
Ugh.
what is it about dinosaurs that just makes us complain?
I don't know. Like I don't really think it's dinosaurs in general. It's just that Kyoryuger and Dinosaur both happen to have some flaws.
Yeah.
They're still overall pretty decent series, it's just that they have flaws, and we talk about the flaws.
It's always the bad stuff that seems to gravitate more to the surface as opposed to the good stuff.
Yeah, because what can you say? This is good. All right, that's the end of the podcast.
Well, at least in terms of like, I'm gonna say with Kyoryuger, I think the characters are pretty entertaining for the most part. I mean,
Yeah,
they're definitely varied. I mean, you got
yeah,
a guy in a black jacket who's mostly a ladies' man, although turns out it's not exactly the way it looks. It's like you think he's just the type of guy who just like dates all the girls just because he can, but really just likes making them smile. Apparently,
yeah.
which that was a nice twister for him.
Yeah. Makes him
Where
slightly less of a scumbag.
yeah, it's still a bit suspect, but at the same
Yeah.
time, it's not as bad. Whereas you have Chase, who's just in love with his own ego. I'll admit, that was one of the funnier scenes we had for one of the episodes that we hadn't really covered was that whole thing where, oh, that girl he really likes is in love with his alter ego, and she doesn't actually like
Yeah.
him. So he basically
Because that's
lost
never
his
been done
girl.
in this
He
because
lost
that's
his
never
girl
been
to
done in a
himself.
superhero show before.
Yeah, I know. The guy loses the girl to himself.
Yeah.
Some of the
Uh,
dialogue in that was pretty funny.
yeah.
Yeah, admittedly, with as much as we whine about Dino Supercharge, it has its moments here and there, but it's just when
Yeah,
the bad
it does.
outweighs weighs the good, it's kind of eh.
Yeah.
But yeah, what would just totally improve Dino Supercharge
What?
if we had a character that was no San making puns all the time. Old man puns, go! Uh, here's one of the best things about Kyoryuger, just
Yeah.
all of his
That was
hokey puns.
that was like my favorite part of Kyoryuger vs. Go Busters with freaking Nosan and Blue Buster just cracking jokes with each other, and Uchi's just kind of standing there, like, yeah,
What?
this. I'm just gonna pretend this is funny.
Oh yeah, because the Blues were the old men of those movies, or that movie, I should
Yeah,
say.
that was like my favorite reaction. I wish there were more like that. I wish there were more of those reactions, interactions like that in that movie.
You mean more general
Because
Go Busters because the Go Busters were barely there?
yeah,
That was basically just here's the Dino
I mean,
Trio
not
the
even
movie.
just the Go Busters. I mean, not even just more Go Busters, more Go Busters interacting with the Kyoryugers.
That's a thing that
Because
I think has been a problem in the latest versus movies for Sentai's is they don't interact with each other as much as they did in like older films.
yeah, yeah, they really don't.
I mean, Tokyuger versus Kyoryuger, the two teams barely interacted, and the Kyoryugers were barely there. Uh, Kyoryuger and Go Busters, it was mostly focused on the dinosaurs, and the Go Busters were barely on screen for them to interact
Yeah.
with.
Like that. That's. I think they're just trying to play on. Oh, hey, these characters are back again. But the thing is, I don't really care if the characters are back. If I want to see them again, I'll just go watch the show. I come to a team up movie to watch the two teams team up,
Although it's of
not
course
just have
Iron-
their own separate. No, I'm sorry. No.
well, it's just ironic considering this movie's mostly focused on them teaming up, but the movie titles are versus films, so go figure
Yeah,
that
even
one.
though they've almost never fought. I think off the top of my head, the only one I can think of where they actually fought was like Shinkenger versus Goanger. I think.
Well, Shinkenger versus Goanger mostly was the Reds having spats here and there. I believe the
Yeah.
last time we had a real versus confrontation was probably either Gokaiger versus Go Busters because the Gokaigers were acting like dickheads for a little while,
Oh yeah,
or
forgot about that.
Gokaiger versus Super Sentai, where the Gokaigers had to fight off the Gosagers.
Yeah.
So that would probably been the last time that we had anything really considered as versus.
Yep.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
That was
Kyoriagers
also
and Go Busters didn't fight.
that was
And
also how we thought they would handle. That's also how some people thought they'd handle Gokaiger when they adapted it over here. Is that they'd just make them a villainous team that would fight the Gosager suits.
see, that would have been way cooler.
Yeah, and they're basically the whole thing is I believe if I remember correctly, the whole idea was that they were this evil group of Rangers going around and stealing under other Rangers' powers. So they'd come to the Megaforce Rangers and want to steal their powers.
No, instead we got a pile of crap.
Yeah, like that's an interesting idea.
You know, the sad thing is that it wasn't supposed to. Those two shows, Megaforce and Super Megaforce, were supposed to be anniversary things that everyone's supposed to be all
Yeah,
hyped for and everything. And I'm in the back just sitting here, like, considering what happened to Samurai, I have no hype for any of this crap.
yeah.
It's like these are gonna suck, and I know it. And hey, look, I was
It's
right.
it seems to be a curse with Power Rangers that the anniversary seasons seem to range anywhere from awful to mediocre.
Yeah.
Because let's see, you had Super Mega Force, Overdrive, Wild Force, and Turbo.
Well, Wild Force had issues, but I wouldn't say it was terrible per se.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, we
why I
had some
said
pretty epic moments with like Cole and
yeah.
stuff.
That's why I said ranged from awful to mediocre because Wild Force isn't that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not amazing, but it's still a decent series.
Yeah, and then Turbo's only good really in the second half.
Yeah,
If you go by Linkara's History of Power Rangers review,
yeah,
first half is just what the fuck, and second half
yeah.
is actually decent.
Yeah.
And of course, the character that gets shit on the most is actually probably the best character in the whole damn show.
Yep.
Uh, I remember as a kid, I actually thought Justin was my favorite. So, appealing to a younger audience, hey, it worked. But yeah, so before this turns into another complaining train, or what was it like? I think we
Yeah.
went like an hour or so, and we're already at 45 minutes. So, unless you got anything else you can think of, just out of the top of your head somewhere.
Um, not really. Dino Supercharges could be a lot better. Kyryuger's a pretty good series, and Super Mega Force sucks as always.
Oh, that's a given. But yeah, so with that, I think we're going to call this episode here. So thank you for listening, and tune in next time for whatever the hell we end up doing, because it's either going to be talking about Ghost or talking about Zoojer or possibly something else. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're finally back together.
Yeah, except Noble.
Well, the main crew is finally back up and running, so yay.
Yeah, no more filler episodes.
Even though we only had like one, which
Yeah.
I'm going to be very interested to see how the feedback for that one goes. But yeah, so thank you guys for listening, and see you guys next time for whatever the hell we end up doing.
Oh, Yazumi.